Om Bhadram Karnevi Shrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashyemakshabhir Yajatra Sthirai Rangai Stuštavansas Vyashema Deva Hitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vruddashrava Swastina Pusha Vishwaveda Swastina Starksho Varishtanemi Swastino Brahaspatir Dadhatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are studying the Govt Mandukya Karikas, and in the second, that is Vaitathya Prakaran, last time we studied up to 33 Karika, though we did not study the Bhashya of the 33rd Karika. So let us pick up again the 33rd Karika. Bhavair asadbhir evayam advayena cha kalpitaha bhava api advayenaiva tasmad advayata shiva. I am Atma, this ātman. Kalpita is imagined. Imagined means thought by the mind. Whatever the mind thinks is called imagination, kalpita. How it is kalpita? Asadbhir bhavaihi. Asadbhir eva bhavaihi. That means the bhavas, the thought about God, relation with God, that is bhava. And bhavas have been described. 35 were described. And it was said they are infinite. So, the bhavas which have been described or any other which have not been described is this Atma Tattva is imagined. Advayena cha kalpita. Kalpita is common when there is cha. Asadbhir eva bhavaihi. I am kalpita. Advayena cha kalpita. So here he is pointing out that today we have not realized Advaita. We have been convinced about Advaita. And we think about Advaita. So this is called Advaita Bhav. So those who are convinced about Advaita, they also imagine Advaita. Advaita is only in their mind today, not matter of realization. So Advaita Cha equates both these. Cha will always equate both of them. So Asadbhir eva bhavaihi. So eva. Normally eva means it is imagined only in this way. But in Sanskrit, eva have to be shifted. These bhavas are asad only. Eva is indeclinable gerund. So it has to be associated with bhavaihi. Asadbhir eva bhavaihi kalpita. And there is cha. So cha also kalpita. So kalpita advayena cha kalpita. So it is also imagined as advaya. Bhava api advayena eva. No, advayena means who is imagining? Atman. That is how Shankara has translated. But we felt it in a different way. Because Advaita is imagined today. Bhavas, Advaita is imagined, I am. This Atman is imagined by different bhavas, is Advaita is imagined as Advaita today. And these bhavas also, api, advayena eva kalpita. So Shankara has translated this advayena eva as who has done kalpana? Atman has done kalpana. Previously it was told, na, who thinks and who sees. So Atma itself sees. But we felt it in a different way. That the bhavas also are imagined on the basis of Advaita. Because we thought of telling with Sri Ramakrishna's ideas. And Sri Ramakrishna has shown in his life, not ideas. Sri Ramakrishna has shown in his life that all the bhavas, basis is Advaita only. And that is why he has proclaimed that if you tie Advaita knowledge to in your cloth, then you can practice any bhava. You can practice means you should get the same result, na? Then you can practice. Otherwise you practice this and go there, and you practice that and go there. So you'll reach the same goal. If Advaita is your basic conviction, then for practice, this is what Sri Ramakrishna has been telling and practicing and showing, that you can practice any bhava, but we have the underlying conviction that ultimately it is that is what will happen up till now. In the Agam Prakarana and in Vaitatya Prakarana up till now, na nirodho na chotpatti. So ultimate reality is Advaita. But there also we found it is ultimate reality. So because it is ultimate reality, so everything is imagined on the basis of that. And as an example, we saw the rainwater falls on the terrace and it comes out of lion's mouth, cow's mouth. It does not become lion's water, cow's water. What is rainwater? Comes out in some ways. And so it tallies with Narad Bhakti Sutras also. Trirupa Bhanga Purvakam. There somebody asked me, I do not know whether he is here also, that there Nitya Dasya Nitya Kanta, last day it was put. Nitya Dasya Nitya Kanta. Last day Ekadhapi Ekadashada Bhavati. So there Thakur has practiced Matrubhav. Christians tell us Pitrubhav, and they are not mentioned there at all. So the idea is, how many are going to be enumerated? We can take that Ekadashadha as Upalakshan. Here 35 have been described. And it has been told that they are infinity. So it depends on the mind of the man. So, because in Bhakti Shastras 5 are mentioned, so he has taken up that. Anyway, so there we see that the basis of all the bhavas is Advaita. Because in the previous shloka we are told that ultimately Paramarthata, Advaita. Tasmat, therefore, Advayata Shiva. So what is Advayata? Don't translate it as Advaya Bhav is good and non-Advaya Bhav is bad. You don't translate like that. The basis which is Advaita is, that is the holy thing. That is the good thing. That is the auspicious thing. Connected everything? This ātman is imagined by unreal bhavas. This ātman is also imagined in the Advaita way. And the bhavas also are imagined on the basis of Advaita. So, that basis is real. That basis is holy. That basis is ultimately good. So, what is not good? If without the basis you only think of bhava, then it is not good. Directly meaning is this. Bhavas are imagined on the basis of Advaita. But we see in the world, people without believing in the Advaita consider only bhavas. They will not go to the reality. They will never reach the reality unless at some point it occurs to them that Advaita is the real. As told in Na Nirodho Na Chatpatti. So this is the Gaudpa's broad, harmonious idea. Okay. Now let us see how Shankara has translated. Two ways. We can literally try to see Shankar, or with this idea only we shall see Shankar. Purva shlokarthasya hetumaha is the introductor. Purva shlok is na nirodho na chatpatti. It's hetu. Hetu means the ground on which it was said. That is hetu. Purva shlokarthasya hetumaha. The ground on which that was said is the hetu. So that is being shown. Ultimately everything is Advaita. How you are saying that? Because imagine, because that is Shiva, so that is how he has said. Yatha rajvam asadbhi sarpa dharadivir advayana cha rajju dravena sata. Two sentences are going together here because of the cha. Ayam sarpa, iyam dhara, dando ayam iti va, rajju dravyam eva iti kalpyate. So let us separate the two sentences. Ayam. Ayam is reality, ātman. Now, Rajju, example. Rajju is the reality. Example. And Sarpa, Dhara, Adi, they are unreal. And Rajju is Kalpita. That means in the mind we are aware of Sarpa. That is the meaning. We are aware in the mind, not real, not reality. Awareness in the mind is called Kalpana. So we are aware of Sarpa, Dhara, Ityadi. Similarly, we have not yet seen Rajju, mind you. So why this? We can imagine it as Rajju also. So Rajju also is imagination today. If we are able to imagine Sarpa, Dhara, then we are imagining Rajju also. Rajju dravyam eva kalpyate. Evam, in this same way, pranadivir anantaihi, here has mentioned anantaihi, starting with prana, because most of the people's idea of God is what is known as Hiranyagarbha, Hirsamashti. So, pranadivir anantaihi asadbhir eva avidyamanaihi, they are not existing. All right. Shankar emphasizes the non-existence because asat word is there in the text. No paramarthata. That is not the ultimate reality. Asat means that is not the ultimate reality. This is you should. Now everything will become clear here. Sri Ramakrishna says, Bhakta accepts all. Immanence is emphasized there. So you take Shankar like that, they are not ultimately real. real, relatively real. In that Maya lecture, Swami just said, the world is neither existence nor non-existence. It exists relatively, means in relation to my mind, your mind, everybody's mind. You understand? So mind is perceiving like this. No paramarthata, not real, ultimately. And what is paramarthata, he explains here again. What is paramarthata? That day we found what we experience in Nirvikalpa Samadhi is called paramarthata. So here it says, nahi aprachalite manasi. Mind which is not waving, mind which is not moving, aprachalite. Mind which is not moving, manasi kaschid bhava upalabdhayitum shakyate. If the mind is not moving at all, no bhava comes there. Bhava is in the mind. If it is moving, so if the mind is not moving at all, there is no bhava. Shakyate kenachit. So it is the truth. Nobody can say that my mind is not moving and yet I am experiencing like that. Why? Nacha atmana prachalanam asti. Because paramarthata, in the ātman there is no prachalan. Ātman there is no change. Prachalitasya eva upalabhyamana bhava cha. When the mind is moving, then only the bhavas come. Upalabhyamana, experience. When the mind is moving, then only the bhavas are experienced. Even Advaita included there. Because Advaita has been told as Kalpana. We are convinced of Advaita. Mind is moving. So that Advaita is a Kalpana. No Paramarthata Santa. That is not the nature of the ultimate reality. Kalpaitum Shakya. They are not possible to be imagined in the ultimate reality. They cannot be imagined as ultimately real. Na paramarthata santa kalpaitum shakya. Ato asadvi. So they are called unreal. Ato asadvireva pranadi bhavaihi advayena cha paramartha sata atmana kalpita. So they can be imagined, Atman can be imagined also in its reality form. Today, Kalpita, but as it is real, that itself becomes Kalpana. Advayana cha paramartha sata atmana. So Advaita is ultimately real and it can be imagined that way also. That is what all the Advaitis do. Rajjuvat sarpo vikalpaspada bhutena. Example, that sarpa, dhara, etc. are vikalpas, but the adhar is Rajju. Like that, Advaita is the adhar, and they are all imaginations. I am swayameva atma kalpita. Atman swayam eva kalpita. Atman itself is imagined. What is imagined? Atman. How it is imagined? By bhavas or in its own nature. Sadeka sabhavopi san. Api san. Though its real nature is one without a second, yet today it is kalpita. As per its real nature or as per the unreal bhavas. te cha pranadi bhava api advayena eva satatmana vikalpita. And those ideas are also made by the real Atman. That is how Shankar translates. If we take this meaning as Tritiya, Itham Bhuta Lakshana Tritiya, that means as Advaita, through Advaita Atma only they are also imagined. That is how we translate. Nai niraspada kachit kalpana upalabhyate. Any kalpana has some basis. Both the imaginer and the thing imagined has a basis. The imaginer is the basis, or there is a reality which is the basis. Ata, therefore, sarva kalpanaspadatvat, because it is the basis of all kalpanas, svena atmana advayasya avyabhicharat, and Atman as Advaya has not changed. Kalpana avasthayam api, when you are imagining that time also as Advaita or as anything, Advayata Shiva. Kalpana avasthayam api Advayata Shiva. Don't translate it as only Advaya Kalpana is Shiva. Kalpana avasthayam api Advayata Shiva. So people imagine, the so-called Vedantis, that even in imagination, only Advaita should be imagined. All these are imagined on the basis of Advaita. So that basis alone is real. That basis is holy. That basis is auspicious. That basis is all good. Meaning, if that basis is lost, then they are not good. Rajju sarpadivat trasadikara kalpana evatu ashiva. So don't take this that imagination is unreal, unholy. Advaya also is imagination today. So eva means without the basis, if we are taking bhava, then it is not holy. Why? Rajju sarpadivat trasadikarinyo hita. So instead of Rajju, if you are imagining only Sarpa, then trouble. Without the basis of Rajju, if you imagine only Sarpa, then trouble. Advaita abhayata sa eva Shiva. Advaita, that basis of Advaita will lead you to abhaya. So it is holy. So it is good. Very clear? We have gone through Shankar Bhashya, through what Thakur has shown us. We are not distorted, we are not changed. But it can be translated as the so-called Vedantis do. That we have avoided. And we have gone through Thakur's eyes into Shankaracharya. So that is the translation. This is a very basis, important shloka, so I am telling all this. So we move to 34. Natma bhavena na nedam na svena api kathanchana na prithak na apruthak kinchid iti tattva vido viduhu. Here, Kalpana question is not there. Tattva vido viduhu. Those who realize, those who know the real nature, they know like this. Tattva vido vidu. Those who are tattvavid, they know like this. Like what? Idam. Idam. Idam is not Atman. I am is Atman. Idam means whatever we experience is called idam. Now whatever we experience, Atma bhavena nana, no. Nana. Idam na Atma bhavena nana. Idam na svenapi nana. Api is like cha and svenapi kathanchana in any way. This we experience is not different, is not variety. How not variety? Atma bhavena. This means because the reality is Atman, they are not different. No svenapi. I don't think of Atman. Shake them. They are unreal, so they are not different. Nana, no. Svenapi na, Atma bhavena, no. So on the basis of Atman, they are not nana. And in themselves also, they are not nana. We have seen that Upanishad, na iha nana asti kinchana. In this world also, there is no variety. Now, are they different from Atman? Then they will become real. And Atman will not be one without a second. So they are not different from Atman. Then, are they non-different from Atman? Let them exist, then they will be non-different from Atman. Don't make them real as non-different from Atman or as different from Atman. Iti tattva vido vidu. This is what the knowers know. So they are always at peace. Something like in a gross way, Kabir says, Chandi Bhairava Shitala Mata Pathar Pujata Vaku Pujavade Tuto Rama Sumira Jaga Ladavade. People worship Chandi, Shitala Mata, Bhairav, Pathar, Pujavade. Let him worship that. You remember Rama. Rama for him stands for reality. So you remember Rama. Let them fight with each other. Let them quarrel with each other. In the some karika, it will be shown in some chapter. We don't quarrel with anybody. Let them quarrel. So, Tattvavidas know that in themselves they are not variety because they are unreal. As Atman basis, they are not variety because Atman is one without a second. They are neither existing as different from Atman nor undifferent from Atman. They have to exist separately, then they will be undifferent from Atman. So, no nirodha, no chotpatti is told in this way now. From our experience. Okay? We take Shankar Bhashya. Kuta cha Advaita Shiva. Why it is told that that basis of Advaita is only holy? Nana bhutam pruthaktam annasya annasmad yatra drishtam tatra ashivam bhavet. Where you see the difference, nanatvam, and where you see they are different or non-different from Atman, that alone will problem. That alone will be problem. So Advaita is Shiva. Nai advaye paramartha satyatmani pranadi sansara jatam idam. Paramartha satya is Atman. In that pranadi sansara jatam, jatam means class. All, pranadi, sansar. Idam jagata. Idam jagat. So idam means jagat. Jagat means pranadi. Atma bhavena paramartha swarupena nirupyamanam. If we analyze then on the basis of Atma, which is their reality, Nana Vastantara Bhutam Bhavati. Vastu Antaram means different. Nana means Vastu Antaram. Bhavati, they are not, exist. Yatha Rajju Swarupena eva Prakashena Nirupamano na Nana Bhuta Kalpita Sarpo Asti Tadvat. Here he has added one word, Prakashena. Rajju Swarupena Prakashena. Right knowledge. Rajju is the right knowledge. So through that when we analyze, then Sarpa etc. is no variety. Nana Bhuta Kalpita Sarpa Asti. Sarpa is Kalpita, but that is not Nana. Tadvat, like that. Napi Svena Pranadi Atmana Idam Vidyate. And in themselves, they are not real. So not different. Kadachidapi Rajju Sarpavat Kalpitatvad Eva. Never. They are different from each other because they are all imagined by the mind. Tatha Anyo Anyam na Pruthak Pranadi Vastu. They are not different from each other also. Yatha Ashwan Mahisha Pruthak Vidyate Evam. Categorically they are not different. Like a horse is different from a buffalo. Like that, they are not different. Unreal. Reality is Atman. So, that is what the Vedanta view is there. Tattva-vido, they see like that. Brahman as cow, Brahman as man. Thakur says, God is same in all. In Gita he says. Ato asatvat na apritak vidyate. Because they are unreal, so they are not identical, apritak. Anyonyam parinava. Anyonyam parinava. They are not different or non-different from each other or different or non-different from Atman also, parena. Kinchiditi evam Paramartha Tattvam Atma Vido Brahmana Vidu. They are called Brahmins who have realized, who know the real nature of the reality. Ato Ashiva Hetutvat Abhavad Advaita Eva Shiva Iti Avipraya. Same thing we interpret. Don't interpret, sir, they are all bhavas are wrong. Advaita, the basis is Shiva. That means by themselves they were Ashiva. Ashiva Hetu. They will not lead you to anything good. We can never take it fanatically. Understood? Because experience is not like that. Come to Shankaracharya. How many stotras he has made? And Ganges. This Ganges Bhakti is common. Vyas, Valmiki, Shankaracharya, Thakur. Thakur says best. He says Brahmavari. It is Brahman in water. So, okay. Abhipraya is like that. Advaita is Shiva. Now, Vaitatya Prakarana has come to a close in a way now. What should be the effect? All this has become theory. So what should be effect on our life of Vaitatya Prakarana? That is told in the last 4 karikas. How we should behave, what should be the effect? Vitaraga bhaya krodhair munibhir veda paragai nirvikalpo hi ayam drishtaha prapancho upashamo advayaha. So first is that our raga bhaya krodha should go. Vita means vigata, means accept that it was there, it has gone. So if you have understood the Vaitatya Prakaran, there is no raga bhaya or krodha. That should be the effect. And after this, Vita raga bhaya krodhair, Vita raga bhaya krodha, Vita yesham tai. Bahuri Samas, na? So those who have lost their raga bhaya krodha, raga means attachment, fear, krodha, all these that go away. You know in the Gita, Vita raga bhaya krodha. About avatar, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tattvata tattva deham punarjanma naiti mameti chorjuna vita raga bhaya krodher. Okay. So, this raga bhaya krodha should go. That is the effect. If unreal, Dvaita is unreal, Dvaita is unreal, then this should be the effect. Who will have this effect? Munivir. Those who think properly. So he still a sadhak, but he thinks properly. Veda paragai. They understood completely they understood what the Vedas are telling. Veda par. Gai means those who have gone beyond the Vedas. How they will say, I am ātman nirvikalpo drishtaha. They say this ātman has no alternative. Nirvikalpa means it has no alternative. How it is then? Prapancha pashamadvaya. From the 7th mantra, 2 words are picked up. Agam Prakaran, 7th mantra, from that 2 words they are picked up. Prapancha pashama means variety is not there, manifoldness is not there. It is advaya. Subject-object division is not there. So like that they will see. So effect of Vaitatya Prakaran is this first effect. Tadetat samyak darshanam stuyate. That is the meaning of word stuti, effect on life. So samyak darshan has been described on the basis of Vaitatya. That is now the effect on life is shown. Vigata raga bhaya dvesha krodhe. Shankara added 1 word there. Dvesha. Raga is not there, dvesha is not there.
Raga is there.
Raga means attachment. If don't say that I am not attached means I am enemy. There also no attachment. Na? So no attachment should not mean the opposite. So raga dvesha. Bhaya, raga bhaya dvesha krodhadi sarva doshai. So added 1 more word and they say any imperfection. These are upalakshanas. All imperfections vanish if we understand the world is unreal, though we may be experiencing it. Sarvada, muni, always, munivir mananashilaihi. Those whose habit is to think, mananashil. You know shil? Shil means sabhav. That has become their habit, that think. Viveke, think means satya vivek. That is their thinking. Veda paragahe, avagata vedartha tattvaihe. So Veda par means they have understood the meaning of Vedas. Jnanivir, they are called jnanis. Nirvikalpa, Sarva vikalpa shunya ayam atma drishta. Sarva vikalpa shunya. No alternates in the atman. That is how this atman is. Drishta means upalabdho. That is how they experience. Vedanta artha tatparaihi. Who has seen that? Vedanta artha tatparaihi. For whom ultimately it is Advaita. Vedanta artha is Advayatma. Those who are devoted to that, for those, that is the ultimate for them. Prapancha upashama. Prapancho dvaita bheda vistara. Dvaita is subject-object. In that object, there is so much different vistara. That is not for them. They do not see like that. Tasya upashamo abhavo. Upashamo means they have not controlled and stopped it. There is, for them it does not exist. Yasmin, where it does not exist? In that, in the Atman. So Atma, about that Atma is called Prapancha Upashamo. He is explaining your Prapancha Upashama, Bahuri Samas, that Prapancha Upashama means that Atman in which the variety has been lost. Clear? Atayeva Advayo. And so Atman is Advaya. Variety is lost. Subject-object separation is lost. Vigata doshair. He has connected that. Vitaraga bhayakrodair. This is seen by Vigata doshair. Eva panditaihi. Pandita means Atma Vishaya Buddhi. Vedanta Artha Tatparaihi. They are devoted to the Vedanta Artha. Vedanta Artha is the ultimate for them. Sannyasi, meaning is that they are sannyasi. They have given up everything. Paramatma drashtum shakya. So they can see Paramatma. They can realize Paramatma. Na anne ragadi kalushita cheto bhi. Swapakshapati darshanehi tarkikadi bhi iti abhipraya. So abhipraya is that whose minds are tainted with ragadi dosh. They cannot see like that. And swapakshapati darshanehi. And those philosophers who are attached to their own philosophies, they also cannot see like that. Tarkikai, he has added. Those who go on the basis of reason only, they also cannot admit. Iti abhipraya, that is the meaning. So, if the mind is plain, simple, faithful, he understands. He becomes the Pandit and his doshas go away and they will see. Not by Tarkikas, not by Swapakshapati Darshanehi, not by those who have the tainted mind. Okay? Next, Tasmad. So, Tasmad here means, this is the natural effect, should be. Then what he should do? If this is the natural effect on him, then what he should do? Tasmad evam viditvainam advaite yojaye smritim advaitam samanuprapya jadavat lokamacharet tasmad evam viditva. So knowing like this, advaite yojaye smriti means mind. the receptacle of Smriti. So he should put mind in the Advaita. Okay? And when he gets Advaita, samyak anuprapya, so the mind is filled with Advaita rightly, then how he should behave? You see, Brahmajna, nobody can say he should behave like that. So this is all sadhaka. Jadavat lokam acharet. Jada Bharat, you know. Avadhut. So, unaffected in the world he should remain. People may abuse him, people may honor him. Nirdvando. So that is how a real Vedanti should remain in this world. Jadavat. No effect of anything. That is the conclusion of Vaitatya Prakarana. If everything is unreal, why should be affected by anything? So this is how he should behave. Yasmat sarva anartha prashama rupatvad advayam shivam abhayam tasmat. So tasmat, Shankara translate like that. Connected with the previous shloka. Advaya is Shiva, Abhaya, and Sarva Anartha Prashamaru. All the evils of the life are gone there. That is how Advaya is there. So, Ataha evam. Tasmat means Ata evam. Therefore, evam viditva. Ataha, tasmat is Ata. Evam viditva. Enam, knowing ātman to be like this. Enam is ātman, like this. Advaita smritim yojayat. Advaita avagamaya eva smritim kuryad iti artha. So the mind should always be engaged in trying to realize that Advaita, avagam. Trying to know that Advaita, the mind should be engaged. Advaita avagamaya eva kurya. Tacha advaitam avagamya. So he has understood, realized that Advaita. How he realizes? Aham asmi param brahma iti. It is not object to be known. I am that Parabrahma. That is how Advaita is understood. Iti. Viditva ashanayadi atitam. That Brahman is being described. I am Brahman which is beyond hunger and thirst. Understood? Sakshad aparokshad. Directly. Aparokshanava, we have described sometime. Non-indirect. No mediacy. Not through indriyas or mind, but directly. That is aparokshad. Sakshad aparokshad. Ajam atmanam. Ajam, remember it. No birth. Atmanam sarva loka vyavharatitam. So it is beyond all relational behavior in this world. Jadavat lokamacharya. So in this world he should remain like a jada. Aprakhapayan atmanam aham evam vidha iti abhipraya. So what is jadavat? He should not go on proclaiming, I have realized Brahman, because I will come there. Atmanam aham evam ved. I am like this. That one should not see. No, Thakur said this. Iti abhipraya. Okay? Then, nistutir nirnamaskaro. Niswadhakara evacha. Chalachala niketascha. Yatir yadrichiko bhavet. Here the word yati is directly used. Yati means sannyasis. He should not expect any praise, anybody saluting him. Or he should not do anybody's praise or namaskar. Sadakar. Sadakar means Sada is for Pitrus, na? So he need not do anything for Pitrus. Chala chala niketascha. Chala means body. Achala means ātman. Now this ātman consciousness will not remain always. You feel hunger, you go for begging. So that time you are remaining in the body. Meaning is that you are not remaining in the world any time. Your house, this is not your house. Body is your house. Or sometimes ātman is your house. Sometimes body is your house, sometimes ātman is your house. Nothing in the world is your house. Yati yadrichiko. Yadricha means automatically what comes to you, you are satisfied with that. That is called yadricha. Yadrichiko. No, yadrichiko itself is put in two ways. You are going out for begging. Whatever comes you accept. Or you don't go out for begging, automatically what comes you accept. Both are yadrichiko. Kaya charya lokam achariti. That Jadavati is all right. But how should be his behavior in the world? Like this. Stutir namaskaradi sarva karma varjitaha. So these are different activities, rituals, formalities. He is beyond formality. Takta sarva vahyeshana. He has given up all external desires. Desires are external. He has not given up the need of food, but he has given up external desires. Pratipanna Paramahasa Parivrajya. Pratipanna means he has obtained. Paramahasa, the state of a supreme goose. Parivrajya. And so he is moving about. He is not attached to my house, your house. Iti abhipraya. Etam vaitam ātmanam viditva in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Kahol's question. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, let the whole context come before you. Janak has made a big sacrifice. And he has invited all the Brahmins. Because his idea is that they will talk about Brahman, I will listen. That is his idea. So he declares that these are cows, everybody will get dakshina, but I have reserved some 1,000 cows with five golden bracelets in their horns. And I will give them to one who speaks best about Brahman. Nobody stirs. Yajnavalkya stands up and tells his disciple, Soma Sharva, take these cows to our ashram. Then the Brahmins stir. Do you say that you are the best Brahman? He said, I am not taking best Brahman. I want cows. That will not do. Okay, then you ask me questions, I will reply. I will ask you questions, you reply. Directly he does not say, I am the best Brahman. He says, salutations to whoever is the best Brahman. But you ask me questions. So first they start asking, Janaka's Hota first asks his priest. Karma Kandi questions. Where is Swarga? Where is this? And then Ushasta and Kahol, they think that Yajnavalkya is available. Why ask nonsense question? So Ushasta asks, Yat Sakshat Aparokshat Brahma Tanmay Brut. Tell me about that Brahman which is Sakshat and Aparokshat. So Yajnavalkya says, you are that Brahman. Oh, what do you mean you are that Brahman? That which is beyond Ashana Pipasa. So absolutely transcendent reality is your real nature. And Ushasta is satisfied. Kahol stands up. Again he has the same question. Yat sakshat aparokshat brahma tanme vyachakshu. Bruhi vyachakshu. Explain. Yajnavalkya understands his same question. He will not a fool to ask that. He wants to know how we realize Brahman, what changes come in us when we know the Brahman. Finally, what happens to us? That is what is his question. Tanme bruhi vachakshu means he wants to know the steps of realization. So first step is this. If you know Brahman, all your desires are gone and you become a sannyasi. Then more knowledge comes to you. More means you absorb that knowledge more. Then what happens? You get balya. You become like a child because ego is lost. And you become, both meaning, you become strong, balabhav and balabhav. That means no temptation, no opposition will affect you. Then more knowledge comes. Knowledge becomes more absorbed. Then you become maunam. Means dhyani. But when you are dhyani, some disturbance also is there. Na? So everything he says, when you digest this, when you digest that also, then you become a Brahmin. Then you started telling a Brahmin. That is Brahmin in name. Now he has become really a Brahmin. Then what happens? Then as he lives, so he lives. No rules for him. That is it. So first part is taken. Etam vaitam ātmanam viditva. The Brahmins become parivrajak. Ityadi shrute. Tad buddhayas tadatmanas tannishtas tad parayana Gita. Shankar is expert in bringing quotation Shruti Smriti Puran. So Gita, 5th chapter, Karma Sannyasa Yoga. His buddhi is Brahman, his ātman is Brahman, his nishtha in Brahman, his parayana is Brahman. So he has put himself in Brahman. Ityadi smrtescha chalam shariram pratikshana. Okay? Pratikshana. Chalam shariram pratikshana. Smrute.
Pratikshanam अन्यथा.
नहीं. अरे मैं बार बार कर रहा हूँ. मेरे इसमें एक सेंटेंस रिपीट हो गया है फालतू टाइपिंग में. चलम शरीरम प्रतीक्षणम अन्यथा भावात. Sharir is called chala because every moment it is different. Achalam atma tattvam. Achalam is atma. Yada kadachit bhojanadi vyavhara nimittam. So sometimes for the sake of food, akashavad achalam swarupam atma tattvam. Two is combining again and again. Atma tattva is achala like akash. Niketam ashrayam atma sitim. Really, the niketa is atman. But vismrutya. So it is forgotten for that moment when we are conscious of body. It is a sadhak. Aha. Vismrutya. Aham iti manyate. Not aha. Vismrutya. By forgetting Atman, he thinks body I am. Yada. At that moment, tada chalo deho niketo yasya. At that moment, his house is his body. So, I am eva chala niketo. So, in between he has inserted that generally he is Atman. But sometimes for the sake of hunger, he thinks I am the body. Otherwise, why the body consciousness will go? Why you want food? Thakur was sick, Nirvikal Samadhi in 6 months. He did not think, I want food. Vidwan na punar bahya vishaya shraya. So both meaning is that he does not take ashraya of any outside object, like my house, your house. Such a yadrichiko bhavet. He should become yadrichika. Means yadricha prapta kaupina achadana grasa matra devasthiti. Iti artha. Two words are there. Kaupina achadana, grasa matra devasthiti. So for covering, he gets a kaupin, that is enough. And whatever food he gets, grasa matra. Devasthiti, for sake of his body. Iti artha. That is the meaning. Shall we read the last karika? Or keep it for tomorrow. Tattvam adhyatmikam drishtva. Tattvam drishtva tu bahyata. Tatvi bhutaha. Tada ramaha. Tattvad aprachyuto bhavet. No, very important words are there. We shall take it on next Wednesday and start the Advaita Prakara. So these last four karikas, effect and how we should further proceed. The effect of Vaitatya Prakaran and how we should further proceed. Om Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashe Makshabhir Yajatra Stirai Rangai Stushvamsastanubhi Vyashema Deva Hitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vruddha Swastina Pusha Vishwaveda Swastina Starksho Arishtanemi Swastino Brihaspati'r Dadatu Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.